Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, collective. Welcome. How's everybody doing on this beautiful Saturday morning? Or early Sunday for some, depending on where you're at in the planet. However, with that being said, we're going to get into the weekend collective energy read. Hope all is well. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, y'all. Today's message will be brought to you from Spirit through the Energy Oracle cards, as well as the Tarot Illuminati, alongside the Witch's Tarot for clarification purposes only. This is a general collective overall energy read for those out there in the collective that wishes to sit back and relax and hear the message. Hopefully something you hear you can apply to your life moving forward, depending on where you're at in your process, collective. No one's being forced to do anything you're not ready to do. So the process of change, growth, understanding, and moving on. The messages that you will receive from the oracle cards, as well as the tarot in combination, will solely depend on how Spirit wants the message to be delivered to the collective. So with that being said, we shall get into the reading in a few moments. Let me turn my meditation music down a little bit so it doesn't feel like I'm screaming. The meditation that I'm using today is from Tahoe's Wind Spirit Music channel. It's entitled The Throat Chakra number 5, Activation. So with that being said, collective, let's get into the message. Let's get into the reading. Spirit of the Most High and Divine that resides within me, I ask that you provide me with the truth, wisdom, clarity, and understanding. It is only through the collective consciousness that I pray for all those in need of peace and serenity. Guide me, Holy Divine. Protect me, Archangels, as I read into the tarot on behalf of the collective, so that they may transmute their energies to serve them throughout their days for their greatest and highest good of all. Thank you in advance, Spirit, for any messages that will be received. What does the collective need to hear right now? So it shall be, y'all. Collective, you guys ready? Let's get it. Energy oracle messages are coming out first for you guys. The messages can come up in the upright or in the reverse. So let's just keep that in mind and be mindful in that regards. first energy oracle, straight off the top, y'all. Woman holding a heart is coming through. Second oracle message from the energy oracle deck, action. Third message, the second chakra, Archangel Ariel. Bottom of the deck, we have strategy at play. The collective, we mustn't focus on the bottom of the deck right now. We got to move into the direct message from Spirit, which is a woman holding a heart. Number 44. This energy oracle represents a female dealing with family, love, or emotions, collective. In the upright, the woman on this card wears a butterfly in her hair and holds a lovely, large heart in her hands. For a woman, this card upright could be a reflection of your own state of peaceful emotion and receptivity for love. Or it might be a message that your family issues are going to resolve. You're an intuitive woman who understands the emotions of life, and you're bringing that awareness to all that you do. This card in the upright could also indicate the presence of a female friend, teacher, or confidant who's here to help with issues of love, family, or emotions. This is an even-tempered and caring person who resonates with you and your emotions. This card also portends a new love interest or friend that possibly may be coming your way. Woman holding a heart. First oracle opening up today's reading. Moving on to the action. The next message is action. Number 17, y'all. Action represents energizing the effort, willingness to work. In the upright, this card tells you that now is the time for more aggressive forward movement. The galloping horse represents intentional and concerted action directed to your goals. This card upright indicates that you are on the right track, but your determined efforts must increase. The white horse is interaction of spirit and thought. The black is the outer work that still needs to be done. So continue taking action and trust in your intuition. In time, you'll break through and see the results you've been working so hard to create. The woman holding a heart and the action card are slowly coming into alignment with one another, depending on the message, because it all comes down to balancing of the chakra with Archangel Ariel. Number 36, y'all. The final energy oracle message before the reading is going to begin. Intimacy, creativity. In the upright, the second chakra vibrates in the energy of a beautiful angel Ariel. She sends a bright orange energy promoting inspired creativity and greater comfort with intimacy. When this card appears upright, it's urging you to get creative. Let yourself reach out into unexplored areas of self-expression and new projects that may have more of a creative approach. This is also a time when the energies of the closeness with others and nurturing yourself can flow more freely. You can now open yourself up to emotional intimacy that may be coming your way. So nurture yourself and be ready to receive the affection and the camaraderie of the resonant souls around you. Woman holding a heart, potential new beginnings in love. Action is needed at this time, however, to do self-intro-reflection on oneself collective in order to balance out the scales of the emotions that are about to come your way. So those are the energy oracles that came out for the collective. Ultimately, strategy is at the bottom of the deck, and strategy is all about what, collective? Developing and creating a plan, right? In order for things to work out and attain certain things smoothly, you must have a strategy in play. So be mindful. Welcome, welcome. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. How you guys doing? What's the message for the weekend? Let's see what Spirit wants us to know right now. Collective. Four swords in the reverse. A lot of sleepless nights. Could be a possible that some of you out there in the collective for this weekend are having a hard time finding rest in order to rejuvenate your mind, body, and spirit. Four swords in the reverse is coming up in your mental position, indicating to me that Spirit wants you out there in the collective to be aware in order for anything to progress and move forward in regards towards balancing out your chakras when it comes to your emotional state of well-being and how you deal with yourself and others. We must learn how to transmute that four swords back into the upright and give ourselves a break. What's crossing you? Seven of Cups in the reverse. Seven of Cups in the upright talks about living in fantasies and illusions and disillusionments. Therefore, the Seven of Cups in the reverse is showing me crossing you with that Four Swords energy, collective. Something has occurred, has been illuminated, and it's putting you in a position where you feel with the Four Swords in the reverse that you cannot rest. You cannot find the peace of mind because of whatever fantasies and illusions, emotional connections that you chose based off of this Seven of Cups in the reverse. See, in the upright, we have a choice to choose which emotional cup we want to connect with. But when it's in the reverse, that Spirit showing me that at the end of the day, there's someone in the collective that has had a hard lesson in what's going on with their decision-making process when it comes to getting rest in order to go within your spirit to figure out why is it that you can't move past whatever consequences you are incurring due to the illusions and disillusionments that you have created with that fantasy-like connection. The action that's needed. Five of Swords in the reverse as well. Spirit wants you to know, collective, we all gonna fall. We all gonna make mistakes. Five of Swords in the reverse. It's time to come up out of that energy of always having to be the winner in an argument, in a mental battle, in which we create within our own self-conscious. Five of Swords in the reverse. See, in the upright, it shows someone standing there real smug. In order to move forward, collective, Five of Swords in the reverse is an admission and or a mission of complete defeat towards some sort of interpersonal connection that you have had with someone, that you created an emotional bond based off of false pretenses with this Seven of Cups in the reverse. And many of you that may have been encountering this connection on an emotional level are coming to understand that maybe you chose the wrong connection to intertwine with, and it's keeping you up at night. You don't know how to free yourself and release yourself from the emotional baggage that's coming along with the connections that must be severed in order for you to free yourself with this Five of Swords in the reverse. Overall, Spirit wants you to know the burdens that you carry, the Ten of Wands energy in the upright, must come to a full stop and completion in order for anything to be warranted as lessons learned. What's the energy crossing the Ten of Wands? The Moon. Intuitively, collective, this weekend is a weekend of reawakening within your spirit, going within yourself, tapping into your intuition to understand why do you feel it necessary and deem it so with the Ten of Wands to walk around behind someone else's shadow. Five of Swords in the reverse. Two of Swords in the reverse is crossing the Five of Swords in the reverse. And the Two of Swords in the reverse is really a beautiful energy, because if you're in the Two of Swords in the upright, let me bring it up. Let me bring it up to you guys. What do you see there? You see the moon, right? You see a woman with two swords crossed over her chest. She's wearing the blindfolds, right? The energy crossing you is the moon energy in the reverse as well. Whatever burdens you've been walking around carrying over your shoulder that's causing you to not have any rest. Okay? Spirit wants you to know at the end of the day, it's time to recalibrate your emotions with the sacral chakra. The moon in the reverse. No longer living in fear of the decisions that have been passed and made by you. Judgment is falling upon many. And some of you may not even agree with your own judgment process in regards towards freeing yourself from the inequalities that you have faced within an emotional connection that has caused you pain and suffering and loss of sleep, anxiety, worries, fears. Two of Swords in the reverse is a beautiful energy, I say, because at the end of the day, it's crossing the Five of Swords in the reverse. So instead of progressing, right, instead of getting worse, collective, pay attention, follow me now. See, if the energies was this way, both in the upright, that would be a cause for concern. But if they're in the reverse, that means you're doing the opposite of what the negative effects that these energies can cause in your life are doing. So at the end of the day, someone in the collective is sick and tired of being sick and tired of being sick and tired of dealing with the same old trauma, nonsense, and problems. Yeah, are you losing sleep? Are you finding yourself worried and always anxious about what's coming next around the corner? Rest assured, because at the end of the day, this Five of Swords in the reverse is just a reminder that you're going to have to take certain steps to get to this Two of Swords in the reverse, so you can finally, ultimately see what it is that you need to do in order to reverse any negative effects that have caused you to stay up late at night. Bottom of the deck, we have here the Ace of Cups in the reverse. Some of you are coming to that completion with the Ten of Wands energy and understanding that the burden doesn't rest within the emotions that you are ready to offer to someone else. The burden lies within the illusions and the disillusionments that we create in hopes. See, Four of Swords in the reverse. So this weekend, there's some truths and awakenings and revelations being revealed to someone in the collective. You don't want to hear the truth, but it's absolutely essential that you know the truth within you in order for you to transmute this Ace of Cups back into the upright. The Ace of Cups in the reverse is a positive indication in my eyes. Why? Because once we realize all the effort, love, time, affection that we place into another human being and it's not reciprocated, that's when we start to make certain changes within our mindset. Swords energy, Two of Swords in the reverse, coming out of the lies and fantasies and illusionments that maybe if we keep on finding a different strategy to hold on to what's not serving us, all will be well. But in essence, in hindsight, we have the Moon in the reverse. So there's some things that's ultimately being revealed for those in the collective that refuse and resist the change to accept certain things about their connections with another human being. This Ace of Cups in the reverse, right here, has created nothing but unhappiness. Closure is nowhere in sight. That's why the Four of Swords is keeping you up at night. Because the emotional stability and fulfillment that you seek within that Ace of Cups that you've been trying to connect with on a deeper level with another human being is only putting you and reverting you back to who you used to be. Seven of Cups, collective. Choose wisely next time around. So the Ten of Cups in the reverse is crossing that Ace of Cups. What must be done? A decision has to be made. Two of Wands in the reverse. And the Two of Wands is in the reverse for the simple fact, when we as a whole, as a human being, refuse to accept personal responsibility or we create, and we don't have the abilities to rest our spirit, mind, and body in order to remove ourselves, right? The Two of Wands in the reverse, that's when the universe steps in, and it's something called karma, y'all. Fear not, because there ain't nothing to fear. This is not a bad indication of anything. Sometimes spirit will do for us what we're incapable of doing for ourselves. So we can understand at the end of the day the emotional unfulfillment that we are gathering and receiving from the choices that we chose with this Seven of Cups. It came up in the reverse. That's currently crossing you guys' energy. So this weekend, you've got a lot of self-reflection and retrospection that you must do in order to understand what the universe wants out of you. You got a woman holding a heart, collective. There's always going to be an opportunity for new growth and new pastures. But in order for that to occur, you must relieve the burdens and put down those wands that you carry in respects towards the inner demons and shadows that you fight with on a nightly basis when it comes to the emotional baggage that has been created within your own mind. It's time to come up out of that energy of the Five of Swords in the reverse. Surrender and don't fear the change. Don't fear the change of anything changing within you, because everything that is happening to you right now, collective, it ain't happening to you to harm you. It's happening to you to help you grow, and so you can know and discern and be able to move forward next time around, guys. I close the tarot portion out with love and light, and let's go ahead and get a final oracle message. Okay, where's the deck? 1 second, I'm trying. Oh, I see it. Okay, here we go. Let's go ahead and pull an oracle from the Chakra Wisdom Oracle. Close out the weekend message with truth, wisdom, clarity, and understanding, y'all. Guilt. Your sacral chakra has to be adjusted in matters of what are you carrying. Guilt. The Ten of Wands is also representation of the spiritual essence of guilt that is bogging you down, collective. It's time to free yourself from any guilt that you associate with the decisions that you have made thus far, because you always have the opportunity to transform your thinking process in order to bring positive new change and abundance. So guilt is something that we all suffer from, but at the end of the day, Spirit knows it's time for you to release that guilt. How do you do that? Acceptance. Final message. What is acceptance, collective? Are you willing and ready to accept the things that you cannot change? Because at the end of the day, collective, when it's all said and done, whatever guilt you've been carrying within a emotional connection that has ultimately been severed due to the disillusionments that were created within your own mindset of having a need to always want to have that empowered inferiority over another human being, it's time to release. Come on, Spirit. It's time to release whatever negative energies you've been harboring in respect towards guilt. When it comes to making a decision to free yourself, it takes having faith to be able to tap into your intuitive side that you possess, collective, so you can have acceptance on a deeper level of what's been going on in your life. And you do that by releasing, letting go, and letting God, and having faith and trusting that this guilt that you've been carrying, this too shall pass. Regarding the sacral chakras, your emotions are being affected, you're losing sleep, and it's time to take action with the Kundalini chakra. acceptance. Red represents Kundalini. It's time to go down to the bottom of the barrel and look within yourself and ask yourself, where's your faith when it comes to removing yourself from certain periods that you need not warrant in your life any longer, collective? Faith. Faith is all based on where you're at within your crown chakra, how you're utilizing your throat chakra, and the actions that's needed in order for you to have positive change and movement forward consists of one thing: faith. Because this is what we do when we have faith on our side. We walk by faith and not by sight. Why? Because love is patient, and love is kind, and love never fails. So if we truly seek the love that we desire in another, where's our faith to provide our love for ourselves first and foremost, collective? That's what I got for you for today's message for the weekend reading. I'll be back later on to do a women's empowerment stream. I'm going to give it an hour or two. And yeah, it's going to be on and popping, hopefully. Until then, let me get myself situated, get my decks, oracles ready. Because the first 3 females that enter the live stream during women's empowerment session will receive a free reading live. So, with that, peace, love, and walk in grace, y'all. Later.